up.
Hi, this is Trevor Crane, and we're going to do another scan so that you can see how this works and what we actually share with people. I have beside me the beautiful Whitney Phillips, who I just had fill out the top of this form. She put down her age. If you can look at the page real quick, I had her actually sign this as well. And she's filled out the top. You can see she did it with a black pen. We already have her blood pressure down. And this is also, we're going to skip through the part where I ask her questions about cardiovascular disease and if she has any risk factors. So if you want to back up, I'm going to go through the normal process of what I ask as far as questions. And if you can see again, I'm as prepared as I can be with my table here, with my book and resources and product and flip chart so that I can go through the process with Whitney. I've also got my 2 pens that are ready to go, and I'm taking as good a care of my device here as I possibly can. So I've got Whitney's, I kind of put it like this. I get Whitney's hand, and the first thing I share with you, Whitney, is say thank you for being here. Treat this like your recliner at home, and this is the armrest to your recliner. So just sit back, relax, take a deep breath, let it out, and pretend like this is a big screen television right here, and you're just going to sit there and watch it. I'm going to move your arm a little bit, and the hardest part of my job is just to find the small point to set up this device. The hardest part of your job is just to sit stationary. And as the camera moves in, Whitney, it's just trying to show you that I'm trying to find that little spot. And because you have delicate little wrists, I'm going to use this spacer. And as I snug this down, Whitney, it's actually going to be a little more snug than a watch. Okay? You're doing a great job. I'm going to turn it on and see if I've got a good read. Sometimes I get it right on the first go, and sometimes I don't. So let's see if I get lucky this time. So if you look at the screen, Whitney, you can see I'm looking at your waveform, and it's a little jagged and all over the place. So this is one of the times I didn't get it right the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off the watch. Press the same 2 buttons to turn it off. I just pressed it there. For some reason, sometimes it takes me more than once. I'm going to loosen this up, and instead of remove it, I'm going to slide it over and just try again. When I have little wrists, sometimes it's more awkward to get the thing in the right spot. So again, I'm going to snug that down. A little more snug than a watch. Have you been scanned before, Whitney?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Okay. So I turn the watch on, tap my screen, and Whitney, if you look at the screen here, I've got a flat line. So it may be that I put it on too tight. So let me loosen it up just a little bit. See what happens? Excellent. So you can see that is an example of when I had it on too snug. And now I'm looking at a little bit more symmetry here. And this looks a little broken, like I'm not sure if it's a good read yet. I'm going to click on it and get it a little higher. Make it a little bigger. And it is looking like I'm getting an accurate read. Now, for the purposes of the camera, if you can step back all the way to the corner so you can see me in the computer a little bit. For the purposes for training, when you are getting waveforms, this is a little irregular. It's not the perfect waveform that I've seen on a screen. So I might potentially readjust and try again. Everybody has a different depth that the radial pulse is between the tendon and the bone here. And Whitney's is a little hard for me to feel, which she's got a very strong heart. We always tell people they have a strong, amazing, beautiful, amazing heart. You never tell them, oh God, because as soon as you have a problem doing it, they think something's wrong with them. We don't want Whitney to feel that way. It can just be a little awkward to find the right spot when it's deeper inside our arm. That's all it is sometimes it's closer to the bone or the tendon or just a little deeper. So she doesn't feel like she did something wrong. And I promise you, if you do enough of these scans, the person sitting here is going to think they did something wrong while you're doing the screening. And that's not the case. By the way, every time I bump the table, it throws off my read. So the table's got to be very still and Whitney's got to be very still. I've done enough scans that I think this is appropriate. We'll do another test as well. If I'm not sure, I'll do more than one screening. So at this point, I'm ready to go. I'm going to calibrate right here. So I'm going to talk to you again. Whitney, this takes me just about 20 seconds to set up. So do you have any questions while I get started?
Not immediately.
Not immediately, okay. Give me just a second. I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I'll share with you a little bit about what we're doing. I'm about ready to go. Are you ready to be still? Okay, for 60 seconds, if you can just sit totally still, don't talk, don't move, no nodding your head, anything, and we are going. Now this takes, if you look at the computer, this takes 2 cycles to complete before I get an accurate read. And again, this is a little jagged, a little inconsistent. I'm going to do another measure to make sure I get an accurate read with Whitney. So if you can step back, I'm going to talk to Whitney. I'll